Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Walk a Mile with PGPX IIM Shillong. I'm standing here in this beautiful campus of the Oceans University of China, Qingdao, that is part of the Shandong province. This campus is completely surrounded with beautiful seas and amazing mountains. As we move on to the grand new year, we have someone very special with us, someone who has been instrumental and who has been part of the program right from when it started. Join us in welcoming Professor Dai Hua. Thank you so much for joining us today, sir.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
Professor, you have been part of this program for the last 4 years. I think in 2012 this program started, and you have seen all the batches coming. What has been your experience, and just share us your experience with us.
Yes, actually, this university is very pleased to have this relationship set up, you know, with the help from an Indian professor, Professor Dutta. And, Sino-Indian relations, has become more and more important. And it's very nice for the university to have first a cooperative program with the Indian institution, II Shillong. For the 4 batches so far, we have conducted, it's very successful cooperative programs. For the Indian candidates, I think they are one of the best students that I've ever taught. You work even on Sundays, Saturdays and Sundays.
Yes.
And for the first batch, and your professor was here, and he even taught on Saturday. Yeah.
So it's been a busy schedule.
It's very busy schedule, and so the program is actually divided into 2 parts. The first roughly 2 months on campus, and candidates have the opportunities to assess the theories on campus.
Yeah.
With our, being together with our professors. And the second session, the students are placed in different enterprises, multinational companies, and from the feedback of the candidates, so we think the program is very successful.
Thank you so much.
And some of the former candidates, after they returned to India to finish their studies, and then they came back to China to work, say, in Tech Mahindra, middle management.
Yeah.
So after they returned, I also met them, met your candidate, and they were pleased with their work here.
It's very good.
Yeah. So I think this program also was important in the sense of Sino-Indian relations, because of the rising economic cooperation between China and India, and we need to know more from each other. And by this program, I think, of course, you learned about China, about China stories, the development, culture, and the society and the people even. So you see, you know a lot from here in China, but it's not only one way, and we also learn something about India. Actually, I do think there's a need for the Chinese to know more about India, the Indian development.
Have you ever been to India before?
No, I have. I'm sorry to say that, but that's one of my plans.
Professor, since the program has started, since 2012, there have been more than 75 students who have been here. And everybody who comes here learns about the culture of China, and then they do their internships here. So it's a very, very good learning process here. How have these students also contributed to OUC?
I think, of course, this is an international program. Of course, the OUC faculty members, at least they try to prepare the classes, to prepare their lessons, teaching outlines, and actually helped the faculty members to know more about China, to know how to teach, executives, from international companies. So I think this is a very big help. Of course, the Indian students add to the atmosphere of, multicultural, environment in China. Of course, there's interactions between Indian students and Chinese students. I think all these help, help with the people exchange. I think that this is also one of the aim for this program. Yes.
Yeah. China and India have been in talks for quite some time. They carry their relationships for decades, and moreover, the kind of relationship which people look forward in the coming years, that's something very optimistic. What do you think are the areas of collaboration between India and China so that both these countries can come together and set an example of excellence?
Yeah. I think China and India in the 50s, last century, had a very good relationship. For instance, the five principles, diplomatic relations. Actually, China and India have cultures and very famous civilizations in the world, and they learn from each other. For instance, Buddhism was introduced to China in Han Dynasty, and Buddhism has already integrated into the Chinese culture. It's one of the pillars, one of the three pillars of the Chinese culture. So I think from the cultural exchange point of view, I think we can do a lot. For instance, to enhance the relationship between Indian universities and Chinese universities. The students exchange, faculty exchange, cooperative scientific research, and all of these will contribute to the bilateral relations. Yeah? And another area is the economic cooperation, because China has a legacy of development. But the same is true with the legacy of India. Both countries developed at the front of the world's economy. So we learn from each other. And actually, China has become #1 trading partner of India. So the existing economic cooperation is already there. And the next step, I think, is to go, deeply, to have more projects, maybe such as a high-speed train, highway construction, and we may learn from your pharmaceuticals, company experiences, and share the knowledge. And you may also learn something from China. So your computer science is very good, and the internet. China now is also developed very well. Both countries have made strategic plans to develop, the manufacturing industry. Made in China, made in China, 2025. The same is true in India, also
2025 around. Make in India program.
So Make in India program. So all of these, I think, lots of things can be done, and even we may jointly do a project in another country.
Definitely.
Yeah. So you could see that lots of opportunities. Put together the populations, the two largest populations.
I think that is the biggest strength both these countries have.
Yeah.
The kind of skilled labor and the talent which both these countries have, I think they together have a lot of potential to achieve together.
Yeah, say the India is the youngest country
Yes.
in the world with such a big population, and China, China at the moment is trying to adjust the population policy a little bit, and I think so that increases the opportunities for education, for enlargement of the economy.
True. Professor, it is so happy because India has a huge infrastructure deficit, and many Chinese companies have already started investing in India. You were talking about high-speed rails, and in fact, about a lot of infrastructure projects are carried out by many joint venture Chinese partnership companies as well. What are those areas where Indian companies or Indian conglomerates can contribute in China? What are those areas? What are those places?
You mean the investment from India,
Yes.
or
The foreign direct investment in China? What are those areas of investment in China?
I think for the investment of Indian companies in China, I think there are also opportunities. For instance, the Chinese strategy, the Silk Road, Silk Road economic belt, because India, the Southern Asia, close to the western part of China, and you might consider that to have investment in central part of China and the western part of China, and of course that will also benefit not only China but also India. I think that is something that
any specific fields of investment.
I think
because infrastructure in China is already doing very well. In fact, it is one of the best we are seeing here.
Yeah, but I know, but China has the capacity to invest. If we come to the session of Silk Road, we know that China is very active, to have investment in the Silk Road countries. Of course, India is one that is on the line, Silk Road country. But for the Indian companies, for instance, Tech Mahindra is a very good example. They have investment in China.
Definitely.
So far, very successful.
In fact, companies like Infosys,
Tata, and all these Indian companies have offices in China. Take Tech Mahindra as an example. When they started the investment in China, it's just 2 persons. But now, it is over 800 people.
That's amazing.
Yeah, 50 of them are from India, and the others, are the local managers, workers. This is, I think, it's a very good example of Indian investment in China.
Professor, in another 10 years of time, the whole world is looking at India and China because they believe that these two countries together will help each other in developing their trade relationships. What do you think? What is your vision or roadmap for another 10 years? What do you think that these two countries can work together with?
I think China's development now stresses a lot on civilizations. The American author Huntington mentioned, he wrote a book, Clash of Civilizations, but China stresses harmonious relationship. So the harmony is the key core value, not only in the traditional Chinese culture, but also contemporary value in the Chinese culture. So for the next 10 years, I think China and India should have, a very good relationship, with this concept of harmony in mind. We are close neighbors. We are both, big countries, spacious countries with large populations. So, of course, I'm worried about, say, the political intentions of some of the countries. So, so your attitudes towards the other countries, should have good intentions.
Definitely.
Yeah? But so far, at the moment, I do see the good intentions of both China and India towards this relationship. Yeah. So I think the international environment is one thing that we should consider and try to add to the good environment
Definitely.
for both countries' development.
Definitely. And in fact, as long as countries work towards the prosperity of the economy, they will work towards building good relations with each other, right?
Yeah, I agree with you. Yeah.
Anyways, coming back to the program, because you have been right from the start of this program, you have seen so many students coming to China every year for 4 months. How do you see this program in another 4 to 5 years? This program has been just for 4 years. How do you see it for another 4 years?
I think that both Ocean University of China and Indian Institute of Management Shillong are serious about this program. I know, there's agreement there, and maybe we should upgrade the program. Yeah? Now the Indian candidates only have Indian certificates or degrees.
Definitely.
Or diplomas, but without Chinese degrees. So we may try to upgrade this program into a dual degree program, if possible.
That's very good.
Yeah. So that will enhance the faculty exchanges and also the students exchanges, not only one way, but also two ways.
In fact, it will be great to see the faculties and yourself in IIM Shillong sometime, where you also go there and teach students, because there are many students there who want to listen to people from China.
Mm-hmm. So that's my hope. That's my hope.
Thank you so much, Professor. It has been a pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much.
Nice to meet you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much.